Hey everybody, it's Dove Hammer here, and I'm back at you with another blues harmonica tutorial. This is part two of what I began in the last tutorial, which is about tongue blocking. In the first part, I described to you what tongue blocking is and what some of the advantages of it are, and I also showed you how to play octaves by tongue blocking by blowing two notes out of one out of each side of your mouth with the tongue blocking the holes in the middle. So today I'm going to continue with that and talk about a few other aspects of tongue blocking. Now, first of all, one thing I'm sure many of you have been asking yourselves is if you started out as a pucker player and you want to start learning tongue block, you say to yourself, but wait a minute, what about bending? Bending, which is in general one of the hardest things to learn about playing the diatonic harmonica. But if you learn to bend by pulling your tongue back, which many people do, then you're probably wondering, how am I going to do that if I'm tongue blocking? Because if my tongue has to stay stuck on the harmonica, how do I bend? I'm saying this out of personal experience because I started out first 3-4 years that I played harmonica, maybe even 5 years I played strictly puckering, and this is how I bend. If this is my tongue from the side, I'd pull my tongue back to bend. I said, I can't start tongue blocking if I have to move to puckering every time I want to make a bend note. So how am I going to do this? I have to learn to be good at bending in order to play tongue blocking all the time. And what I learned is this, that bending while tongue blocking is the same thing as bending while puckering. Because it's true, when I was playing strictly puckering, I'd be pulling my tongue back. But then I discovered I can do the same thing without pulling my tongue back, because what actually causes the bend? What actually causes the bend is closing the gap where the air flows through back here at the back of your mouth. When you pull your tongue back, if this is the tip of the tongue and this is the back of the tongue, right? You pull it back and the middle part goes up, or the back part goes up, and that makes this part where the air flows through narrower. That causes the bend. So really, even if that you can do that, you can bunch up your tongue without taking it off the harmonica. What you're really trying to do while you're keeping your tongue stuck on the harmonica is to go like this, to make a sound. If you do that, like this kind of, that where I'm really narrowing my in front of where I've swallowed here. It's almost like swallowing. When you make a swallowing motion, right? Just before it reaches the back here, you close what's up here. That's what I'm doing. So I'm keeping the tongue on a harmonica, and I'm just bunching it up at the back, like that. And you can do that without, like here on tongue blocking, I got my holes holes 1 through 4. And then I'm putting my tongue down on 1, 2, 3, so you only hear 4. What I'm really doing, I'm kind of making almost a swallowing motion. I'm going, only without all the noise, making that swallowing motion so that the passage for the air back here before my throat gets narrower, and that causes the bend. Okay, so it's difficult to describe. You can't see it. It sounds like gibberish what I'm telling you right now, but experiment with it until you get it, because once you find it, you'll realize that it's the exact same thing that you're doing while you're bending puckering. It's just a matter of keeping the tip of your tongue on here and doing the exact same thing with the rest of your tongue. Once you do that, you'll feel much freer, because then you can keep your tongue on the harmonica all the time, play all the things you've been playing the rest of the time, plus some of the advantages of tongue blocking. What's another advantage of tongue blocking? Here we go. I'm going to show you another one. This one is called tongue slapping. What is a tongue slap? A tongue slap is this. What am I doing? I'm covering it once again for the demonstration here. My mouth is on holes 1 through 4, but I'm only playing 4 out of the right-hand side of my mouth. And then I'm lifting my tongue off the harmonica for a millisecond, for a very short time, and slapping it right back down, like that. If I did it really slowly, it'll sound like this. But when I do it quickly, when I do it a little quicker, you don't really hear those other three notes ringing because I stopped them too fast. So you don't really hear. What do you hear? You get sort of an impression of a percussive kind of thing. That's a great way to make a blues shuffle. What am I doing here? I'm going up. I'm actually playing. This is a C harmonica, and if I'm playing in the key of G, second position, I'm actually playing a G7 chord. 2 draw, 3 draw, 4 draw. Then I'm doing 5 blow and 5 draw. And then back down. But in between every note, I'm tongue slapping. I'm picking out my tongue and slapping it back down. Picking it up and slapping it down. Now, when I do it slowly, you hear all that chaka, chaka, chaka. But if I do it quickly, you just hear a shuffle. Okay, so that's a very, very cool thing you can do with tongue blocking. You hear blues players do that all the time. A lot of tongue slapping, tongue going up and down on the harmonica like that. Now, you can do something approximating this when you're puckering. If you keep your mouth wider and then narrow, like that. I'm not very good at that because I generally do with tongue blocking, and I think it sounds better with tongue blocking, but there's some very, very good pucker players like Junior Wells who did that kind of stuff all the time. Also using the tongue a lot. Tongue is very important for percussion, no matter how you play harmonica. Anyway, the tongue slap is a beautiful thing to use when playing the blues, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of great blues harmonica players like James Cotton and Little Walter and Walter Horton tongue blocked all the time. Here. Also, I can do a warble. If I do a warble puckering, 4 or 5, real quickly, 4 or 5 drop. That's really cool. But I can also do it tongue blocking. And then I can open up the left side and let 1 ring the whole time I do it. Adds the octave there. 1 and 4 are the same note, an octave lower, so that fattens it up a little bit. Or I can tongue switch. I can go from opening on the left side to opening on the right side. Or I can do 4 or 5 by moving my tongue a little bit. So these are a lot of the cool little things you can do with your tongue if you're playing tongue blocking. That is, if you're keeping your tongue on the harmonica, blocking the notes that are to the left of the note you're playing, and it allows you to do all kinds of fun percussive things. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button down there. And if you want to see more of these kind of videos or live music from my shows, my original songs, etc., subscribe to my channel. Lots of good stuff on there. And if you have any questions about this video or about any other subject that has to do with blues harmonica, write it in the comments sections. I promise to answer any questions that are put in the comments sections. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.